Hi Gemini, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings, see what's in store for you this week. Okay, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the readings. This week I am using this is the Wing, Hoof and Paw Oracle Companion deck. I do have the Yin Yang Oracle deck, as well as the Slavic Folklore Lenormand. Okay, so I am doing a bit of a twist on the Celtic Cross spread today. So I don't know, what I should even call this. It's just a basically a shrink, not necessarily shrunk down version of the Celtic Cross, but it's taking elements of the Celtic Cross spread and in a slightly different format there I will be using today. But getting into that with you one way or another, Gemini, seeing what's going on for you this week. Gemini, starting off with Gemini's main energy this week. Main energy of Gemini this week, please. Okay, and then we will get two cards to clarify Gemini's main energy, extra information about Gemini's main energy this week. All right, and then we're going to look at the external influences around you. So the energy around you this week, Gemini, starting off with the external influences. We also have challenges or obstacles that you're facing this week. The advice being given to you this week, followed by the outcome for you this week. Okay, I will clarify more as we need to, and we will look at some extra messages, some love type messages at the end as well. Starting off with your main energy, we have the bee energy coming through, which is all about soothing. All right, so we all know honey is very soothing for our throats when we're feeling sick. It's kind of needing to self-soothe a little bit, but also, the bee also does talk very strongly about the sense of community and teamwork. So there's something about needing to, smooth over and soothe the relationships in our life this week, and sort of working a little bit more as a team with others, being a little bit more community minded, not necessarily so much about what we desire for ourselves, but what works best for everyone coming on board here. So we do have the masculine and the letter clarifying that. So the masculine is very headspace energy, very logical, rational, what's going on in our head. We're trying to be very intelligent about the way that we're approaching things this week. But the letter does also actually let us know that we need to communicate that. We need to express that. So, that kind of is part of that teamwork energy, that soothing others by, letting them know what's going on in our head this week, Gemini. You can still be very logical and rational as you need to, but the need to actually express that to others around you, and in order to smooth and soothe those relationships in your life, because it just kind of feels like, in order to maintain that sense of community, that sense of togetherness and like that soothing energy for those relationships, the social stuff, you actually do need to be communicative and honest and open about what you're thinking this week. Even if you're sort of letting people know, look, I'm not really feeling anything this week. I'm just sort of trying to, do what I need to do. The more that you're vocalizing that and communicating that to others around you, the more it is actually smoothing out those relationships as a byproduct of that. All right. Now, looking at the external influences for you, we have the ship. Okay, so there's a lot of travel around your energy this week. It's external influence of travel. So, people may actually be traveling towards you or away from you this week. There may be the need to actually physically travel to certain places this week. And that's influencing the decisions and things that you're making this week because of the distance involved with certain things this week, Gemini. So that definitely may be a bit of an impact for you, but there is this external impact of other people being on their own journey, that you're on your journey, yeah, fair, but understanding that other people are on their own journey as well, and they may see life as a bit of a different sort of adventure to the way that you see life. So that is influencing your energy a little bit this week, and the distance between yourself and others this week seems to be a bit of an influence over what's going on for you this week. Now, the movement, that external influence of a lot of movement happening around you, definitely coming through there, because the challenge or the obstacle we're seeing for you this week is the Tower. All right. And so that is actually, the regimented energy, the structured energy, the foundational energy of things this week is a little bit just off kilter for you. So it is a bit of an obstacle for you to, stick to traditional structure of doing things, that you over here in your masculine energy, it might be sort of saying the beehive needs to be constructed in this manner. This has to be done, and then that has to be done, and there's this order of things that need to happen here. But you might just be a little bit thrown off kilter this week, because once again, other people are on their own journey, and you're needing to accommodate others a little bit more this week. So, that may sort of throw you off the traditional structure aspect of things this week, and you're needing to sort of compromise a little bit more with other people's foundations, other people's ways of doing things, and the foundation that other people are building as well as yours. But it also does talk about isolation with the Tower there as well, so that may be a bit of a challenge for you as well, that you maybe are feeling a little bit distanced from others, and just set aside from other people in your life this week. So just keeping that on board. Your advice is to hold steady, okay? We have the anchor as your advice here. So as we all sort of know, the ship as the external influence, and then the anchor as your advice. The anchor is what we put down to hold the ship steady through the storm. So you're really needing to do that for yourself this week, to hold yourself steady and know that you can rely on yourself. There's certain things in your energy that you can, trust and rely on. And you're needing to sort of put those things down right now, to know that no matter the storm that's going on, no matter what is sort of happening for you this week, that you do have this reliability, dependability upon yourself here, and resilience, restraint. That you can sort of hold yourself very steady, and kind of allow yourself to go with the flow, and not allow that to sort of set you adrift, if that kind of makes sense. The outcomes for you this week, we have the bouquet, the flowers. So that's actually a very positive outcome for you this week, Gemini. So we do see the flowers there is a reciprocal energy, where the more time, love, energy that we put into things, and that we give, the more that we actually start to receive in return as well. So the more you give, the more you get this week. But, that is kind of a gift for all your hard work coming through as the outcome of the week for you. Pardon me. So, the more that you are helping build these structures with others, and taking other people's, needs and concerns into yours here, the more that you're building a more solid structure for everyone to accomplish what they need to accomplish. It's kind of a pleasure, a reward at the end of the week here, for all that persistence, and holding yourself steady no matter how many things are trying to throw you off your track this week, Gemini. Okay, but any extra messages for our Geminis? Now this is technically a love deck, but we'll just sort of see how it goes. Some of you it will be love related, but others it may not. Gemini, anything else that Gemini needs to be aware of this week? Extra messages for our Geminis, please. Okay, so firstly we have the lack, the doubts card coming through here. The lack and feeling, wary of feeling like maybe I can't have everything that I want here. The lack of achievement, feeling as though I won't get it, kind of thing, doubting that I will be able to achieve this or get these things. So there is a bit of fear and doubt coming in for you this week here, especially when it comes to love, I do feel, but it's more so to do with the self-love here, Gemini, doubting yourself and feeling as though I'm not good enough for this or that, but once again, with the outcome being the flowers for you this week, I would sort of say the more that you're giving that energy, the more that's what you're going to get as well. That is very reciprocal energy, and the more that you're giving, the more time and space you're giving those doubts within yourself, the more that you're allowing space for them to grow. Okay, so you really need to be very conscious of that this week, and removing your doubt around yourself. But we are sort of healing that as well. We have the healing inner child card coming through here. So, you are starting to sort of understand and be able to heal that energy just as you go, kind of thing, by understanding, whereabouts in your life that is coming from, inner child issues, and not allowing yourself certain freedoms within self, and not allowing yourself, the freedom to hope within being able to, doesn't matter whether I'm good enough or not, I'm going to go for it anyway, kind of energy coming through here. But you are slowly healing from this self-doubt energy. Okay, so really trying to pay attention to, because it's not about the fact that these thoughts still creep in. It's about the fact of how quickly you can turn it back away from yourself. That's usually a really good sign of healing. That in the past you may have had a doubt, oh, I can't do that, and just got very stuck in that, and I can't do that, so therefore I'm not going to try. But the more that you actually go, okay, and flip that back around on itself and go, well, do you know what? I'm going to give it a go anyway. Even though I might doubt myself, I'm going to, there's this other little voice saying, don't doubt yourself, give it a go, have a try, keep hope anyway. And then the more and more that you're doing that, and the quicker that you're able to do that and turn that back around on yourself, that is a very strong sign of healing. That, you may have previously been stuck in that doubt for, days on end, whereas now you're finding you're only stuck in that self-doubt for, half a day, which that is a rapid improvement. That is a huge improvement. So paying attention to those small amounts of improvement within yourself here when it comes to your self-doubt, and notice the healing that you have already gone through, and that really will help you turn it back on its head once again as well. That realizing that you're doing really well, and you're harvesting that healing. We have the autumn harvest card here, so you are moving forward where things are starting to change for you. That autumn is always about that harvest, that the leaves change color, and then we grow new shoots in the spring. So you're just sort of cutting off the dead leaves of yourself right now, during this week, and the new growth will come through for you there as well. So it's kind of giving yourself a little bit of faith that things will shift again, that the trees will regrow, that no matter how many dead leaves you lose off yourself, that you will regrow and start fresh all over again. So it's just a little bit of hope for you there at the end of the week. I feel that things will keep spinning. The world keeps on spinning. The seasons keep on changing. That kind of thing. For some of you, I do want to mention there that I do read the seasons as my own, and we're actually here in spring here in Australia. So autumn isn't for another 6 months yet. So you really may find yourself just dealing with this on and off over the next 6 months, and just paying attention to the healing that you're going through on the level of your self-doubts, and no longer having to doubt yourself all the time. It may seem important for you there as well. I'll just double check here. Anything else that Gemini needs to be aware of this week? Anything else that Gemini needs to be aware of this week, please? Stop doubting yourself. You've got more confidence than that. Okay, we have the snake coming through here. That just feels like that self-doubt, especially when it comes to your desires and your ambitions, that you're doubting your abilities when it comes to the things that you actually are really passionate about. You're kind of putting this illusion on yourself that I can't do that. I don't have the abilities or the skills to do that. Even though I'm very passionate about that, maybe I'm not passionate enough. So that's where those doubts are creeping in a little bit there. For some of you, it's got to do with, someone that you are desirous towards, that you have an ambition to maybe be with that person or something along those lines. You have a lot of passion towards somebody here, and you're kind of allowing the self-doubt to creep in when it comes to that issue as well. It's kind of deluding yourself into thinking that you're not good enough. It's coming through as a delusion. So, you definitely are healing from that, and finding your own strength and confidence and creating these boundaries around yourself. That is the bear. So definitely creating boundaries around yourself about, I'm not going to let myself think that way anymore. I'm going to force myself to try to think hopefully and positively, and that things will flip around again, like the seasons. The seasons will change and come around again. That there's always a new opportunity for the fresh new growth coming back around again, especially here with the key as well. So that's ultimately success for you with all these issues, Gemini, that new doors will open, new leaves will sprout, that there will be new opportunities to kind of prove yourself to yourself, that even if I doubt myself, that I will find opportunities to prove to myself that I shouldn't doubt myself so much. Okay, so that's what's coming through for you this week, Gemini. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon.